Just let me tell you, just in the morning, I arrested somebody.
This morning?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's up, explorers? The location we are exploring today, formerly known as Alligator Land Safari Zoo, was constructed in the late 1970s. Shortly after opening, the zoo changed their name to Jungle Land Zoo after a legal dispute from the nearby Gatorland Zoo was filed against them. For its first few years of operation, Jungle Land Zoo had gotten off to a rough start. After incurring several fines for the suspected mistreatment of animals, the zoo would change ownership several times throughout the 90s, with each owner promising to breathe new life into the rapidly declining zoo. Following the tourism crash of 2001, the zoo that once boasted housing over 1,600 exotic animals and birds was in serious financial troubles. They began liquidating most of their assets to the neighboring zoos and eventually ended up closing their doors for good in October of 2002. The property was once again purchased in early 2015, promising the same new life like its previous owners. After demolishing the iconic 126-foot gator out front and erecting a few new cages as well as a pavilion, the owner ran out of funding and the property was once again abandoned. Within the past few weeks, another new owner has purchased the property with hopes to turn it into a family zipline park. Join us as we take a final look at this infamous abandoned zoo to see what was left behind.
Let me tell you, just in the morning, I arrested somebody.
This morning?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, for being here?
Yeah, but she was homeless. But go ahead, you can go.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Huge anxiety, huh?
See the walkway with viewing gazebo there? They had the fencing up, some of it's fallen down. Probably had gators all in this swampy area here. Gotta be careful where you step here because there's all these logs don't seem very stable. Oh, thanks, Jake. Oh, so this is where they would have had like shows and stuff?
Yeah. Like gator shows, yeah.
Some clothes here. Little cooking pot. The owner did say he arrested someone today, so these could be their belongings.
Lots of homeless people living here.
While the Jungle Land Zoo sat abandoned, it became a popular hotspot for the homeless and junkies who took refuge in the various decrepit buildings on site. Before it saw new ownership, the local narcotic enthusiasts actually used to charge a standard toll of $3 in order to enter this location. There's like piss jugs
And
too.
it seems fairly fresh because if you notice those jars.
Oh, man.
Which, oh, in the bag there? Gee, I don't want to go. You can see the yellow jugs. Those in the back are all filled with urine. So someone has definitely been living in there for time. This is,
Shaved ice.
yeah, Hawaiian shaved ice. That's a little freezer.
Pretty much the same thing.
Oh yeah,
Floor in there is
the floor is definitely very soft. Oh my, it reeks. It reeks in here. You can see these are all filled with urine. I don't understand why they wouldn't just go in the woods. Here's the infamous Jungle Land Zoo's Jeep. So you can see the front tire there is submerged in the swamp, so it's not going anywhere, or hasn't gone anywhere in quite some time. You can see just all the natural decay. This is crazy. It's got like the roll cage All the gear shifters in there. Even like a mesh sort of net they probably would have tied down equipment with. Some sort of metal box in the back. But all the upholstery is just rotted away completely. You can see the metal framework, but everything else is gone. Tell they definitely had some larger animals in this area. It looks like they had a lion's gate at the back there. And fencing all around, which means they probably had some monkeys. A little lookout at the top there. Here with Jake Williams from Bright Sun Films, who's going to give us a little bit of the history on this location.
So where we're standing right now is Jungle Land Zoo. Back in the, I think it was the early 70s, when Gatorland, which is still around today, that was really prolific in the area. 192 was a booming tourist destination. And then Disney kind of came in and made their thing, and 192 kind of just started to fade away. And with that, the business for Jungle Land also started to fade. Budget cuts came, and there were a bunch of rumors of, animal neglect here and animal abuse and all that. And quite after, I think a few years after that, the lion, which is where we're standing right now, had actually escaped into the jungle. And I think Matt said it was in the jungle, and I think they found it on 192 somewhere, which is not good. That's not something you want at a zoo. A little bit after that, money started to fall, and they were under harsh times. And then 9/11 happened in 2001, and the whole tourism crash just killed everything on 192. And this was one of the largest victims of that. And following that, I think in early 2002, Jungle Land finally closed, and here we are today.
Stepping inside the show cage here, and it looks like there's a giant tire and some sort of red ball that looks like it's been torn to shreds by animals. Just imagine coming here with your family and watching.
What are you doing? B-roll?
I don't trust any of this woodwork here. It's so dilapidated. Damn, I do want to find a way into there. This entry point here has been, I don't know if you can see the branch right at my finger. The tree has actually grown through the latch, locking the door here, which is pretty unique. That just shows you how long this place has been abandoned. I think it's been abandoned since 2002. Let's see if we can get in through the back entrance here. Oh, okay. It's so rusty, it's hard to move. And we're in. And they'd maneuver them around there into the underworkings and into the actual show. They had a couple of doors where they'd open up to, in hopes that the animals would be persuaded to go. And you can see where Jake's legs are right now. That's where the entrance into the main viewing area is. You can see the pulley system that the staff would have used to open these gates. Connected to a pulley there, and a latch that would pull this gate up and allow the animals to move into the viewing area. This one's actually open, so we're gonna try and show you guys the underneath here.
That's about all we can see. Oh, you know what? I'll go to the building behind you.
And here's the entry to the main viewing area. But it's not budging, as we saw before. It's rusted shut. And Matt's playing, he's the lion now, playing with the big red ball. It's almost like a bunker.
During the winter of 1997,
Heavy rainfall had drastically risen water levels in the marsh, making living conditions hazardous for the caged zoo animals. While zoo hands tried to elevate the cage of their 450-pound lion named Nala, she managed to escape into the swamp and remained at large for 2 days until she was eventually caught, tranquilized, and returned to the zoo. Upon talking to the owner, along with an animal handler, they informed us that this was the very cage that Nala had escaped from.
It looks like their home is just completely dilapidated with the fiberglass. Rocks just cracking. This looks like we're coming up on a newer enclosure over here. This fencing almost looks relatively new. Maybe this is, we were talking to the owners, and they said in 2015 someone briefly had this place. And they had plans to restore it, but it didn't quite pan out for them. Yeah, so this was constructed in 2015 after a brief exchange of ownership and plans to reopen the Jungle Land Zoo. But there's still a lot for 3 years, or 4 years now. There's still a lot of growth that's sprouted up.
Thank you guys so much for watching. That was our abandoned Jungle Land Zoo video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends. Also, we just hit 20,000 subscribers, guys, and we could not be more stoked. We got so many great adventures coming up, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay tuned in the future. Also check out Matt Sansois, Bright Sun Films, and the Safe Squad. Their channels will be in the description below, along with our social media, so you can stay up to date. Let us know in the comments where you want us to go next. And as always, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.